Hi, so we're going to be looking at licks over the 1, 4, 5 chords of a blues, and I'm going to use mainly the minor pentatonic. I'll do another video where I'm using mainly the major pentatonic, pentatonic stroke blues scale. And I say mainly because when we do play a dominant 7 chord, you've got a major third in there rather than a minor third, so you can't but help have the major pentatonic in there. But mainly I'm going to use the minor pentatonic stroke blues scale to get licks over the 1 chord, the 4 chord and the 5 chord. Okay, so that's A7, D7 and E7. So the 1 chord, A7, those 2 voicings, yeah, this E-shaped bar chord. So I can, let's have our licks go from a root, or sorry, a note, a chord tone. So one of these notes in the chord shape, okay? So this is our chord shape, and this note is A of an A7 chord, it's the root note. So if I start on this note, in this octave, yeah, so I can use that as a lick. So that's root, 5th fret on low E string, 8th fret on low E string. So what I'm doing, I'm using shape 1 of the minor pentatonic minor blues to get licks from, yeah? And if you can, try and visualize both the chord, well, you got the chord shape, try and visualize the scale shape over that chord shape and how they relate to each other, how they overlap, yeah? So that note is in both the chord and the scale shape. And then as soon as I start doing a lick, well, that note is from the scale shape, 8th fret of the low E string, and then that note, 5th fret of the A string, and 6th fret of the A string, they're from the scale shape, yeah? So shape 1, minor blues. Or you can think of it as minor pentatonic with that flat 5. Okay, so the first lick again. So that's 5th fret, 8th fret of the E string, then 5th fret of the A string, and I'm doing a hammer-on pull-off to the 6th fret, so that's from the 4th of the scale to the flat 5th and back to the 4th. And then I'm going to the 8th fret, which is the minor third, of the low E string, and let's say, then I go to the 5th fret of the D string and hammer on to the 7th fret. So all those places on the fretboard are contained within this minor pentatonic shape 1, or minor blues shape 1, yeah? They're the same except for the blues has that flat 5 rather than just. Okay, so that's a lick starting from the root note. Let's get a lick starting from that note, 7th fret of the A string, which is the 5th of the chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so because it's the 5th and we've got a flat 5 in the blues scale, I'm going to slide into, just turn that up slightly, so I'm going to slide into the 5th from the flat 5. And I'm going to keep these licks, yeah, as simple as possible, well, pretty simple, so that they can be used as springboards to more complex ones. So there I'm going to slide into the 5th, so I'm sliding from 6th fret to the 7th fret on the A string, then I'm going to D string 5th fret, then back to A string 7th fret, and then I'm going to D string again and hammering on quickly from 5th fret to 7th fret. So, okay, next one, the 5th fret of the D string, which is the flat 7 of the chord. Okay, let's just get that. So I'm going D string, 5th fret, yeah, from the chord shape, to D string, 7th fret. Then I'm going 5th fret of the G string, and I'm doing a slight micro bend because that's the flat third and that's the major third. And the micro bend, I'm not going up to the major third, I'm not bending that far, I'm just giving a little suggestion. And then once I've bent up, I mute it by putting both my finger, my picking finger, back on the string, but I also release the pressure on my fretting hand finger as well at the same time. So then back to 7th fret of D string, 5th fret of D string, and hammer on to the 7th fret of D string. So full thing. Okay, hope that's okay. Next, we've got in the chord shape, so we've done from the E string, the A string, the D string. Now from the G string, the chord shape, well, this is the major third. So that's not within the minor pentatonic shape or the minor blues shape, shape 1, but it is within major pentatonic shape 1. Or major blues shape 1, yeah? So there it is, 6th fret of the G string. So again, it's the third, and so I've got the flat third right next to it, so I'm going to slide into the major third from the flat third, and then I'm going to do that. So when I'm doing that, G string, 5th fret to 6th fret, the slide, then I'm following the pattern of the major pentatonic shape 1, which is the same as minor pentatonic shape 2, yeah, because they're the same notes but just started out from a different note to give you a different interval structure. So G string, 5th fret to 6th fret, slide, then B string, 5th fret and 7th fret, and then top E string, 5th fret. And then that little thing was going from, again, there. I'm just repeating that, minor third to major third, but an octave up. So 8th fret of E string to 9th fret, if you want to include that, or you can just, and I said slide, but I just then, without thinking about it, did a hammer on. So any of those expressive techniques, slides, hammer-ons, whatever you want, or you could pick both the notes if you want, yeah, whatever mood you're in. Okay, so that's from the third of the chord. Now on the B string, 5th fret, it's the 5th of the chord, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the root note, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to slide into the 5th because the minor blues has a flat 5, so I'm going to slide in from the flat 5 to the 5, so from fret 4 to fret 5 on the B string, and then I'm following the minor pentatonic shape. So I got fret 4 to fret 5, fret 8 on the B string, and then fret 5 on the top E string. Let's do that one. So going fret 4 to fret 5, fret 8 on the B string, then fret 5 on the top E string, and then I'm going to go to fret 8 on the top E string, do a little micro bend again because that's the flat third suggesting the major third but not quite getting there, and then back to fret 5 on the top E string. And then finally top E string, let's get that. So I'm going to do, we're starting from the top E string 5th fret, I'm going to the B string 8th fret, back to the top E string 5th fret, and then I'm going to skip a string and go to the G string and do a pull off from the 7th to the 5th fret. This is all within shape 1 pentatonic. And then I'm going to end on fret 7 of the D string. Okay, so that video is quite long, so I'll do a separate one for the 4 chord and maybe a separate one for the 5 chord. We'll see how long the 4 chord one goes.